Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Passage interior wall sconce. This is the 201080. It's also a 5-light pendant and an 8-light pendant to match this. You should check them out. They are in our dining pendant section. Watch the video. They're really pretty special. I think this is a beautiful fixture. Very simple, very elegant. You can tweak it by using different finishes, going anywhere from kind of mid-century looking all the way to a transitional look. So let's get into the size of the fixture itself. 18.1 inches is going to be the overall height, total bottom to total top. 5.3 inches is going to be the width. Projection from the wall coming out is only 4.3. So you can use this in places like hallways, stairways, places where you're a little worried that you might run into it with your shoulder. It's nice and flat against the wall with that 4.3. It's just a smidge away from being ADA compliant, which would have been even better, but it is what it is. Let's get into a couple other things. The back plate on this is 5.3 by 5.3, going over your standard 4-inch junction box. The mounting height, that's going to be the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of this box, is coming in at 3.5. Let's talk about glass on this really quick. You're going to be having a pull-down menu up there. It's going to show you two different options for glass. So one is going to be totally clear. The other one's going to be a frosted glass, and that's this piece of glass that came off of a similar piece. This piece of glass is used on a lot of Hubbardton Forge fixtures, including these passages. So shows you a couple things. So shows you how we can put this bulb in like that. And we're going to talk about this bulb, which is going to be very important. Hubbardton is using what's called a candelabra base, and this is the smaller base, just like that you've seen all your life. It's also called an E12 base, and it's just a screw-in bulb, very simple. You'll notice that the recommended bulb is called a T bulb, and that's really kind of a version of this that's a tubular thing. Most of you guys are not going to be using that. I expect that you guys are all going to be using something like this, either a torpedo, which is this guy, because it's like a torpedo, or a flame tip, which would have a little curl at the top, which is aesthetically very pretty too. These are very easy to get, and we know they fit in this glass perfectly. So I would probably opt to get this. I can find this at any hardware store, drug store, grocery store. They're everywhere. So, and online too, but you shouldn't have to go online. You should be able to find this locally wherever you guys are. A couple other things. So it's going to give you a limit of 10 watts for an LED version of this. And mind you, I don't think I found a 10-watt version of this, but when they tested this, the limit for the most you can put in would be 10 watts. This is only a 4-watt version, and it's a 40-watt equivalent. Something like a 5-watt is going to push you up to like a 60-watt equivalent, which I think is going to be more than enough light coming out of this. That's what you're used to. That's what I'm used to. And like I said before, super easy to find. A couple things about this. So they come frosted. They also come clear. I have found them more in clear than frosted. Just something you might want to know. And like I said, this is a 4-watt. It comes from this one I got at my local hardware store from the nice people at Greenlight. I don't know if they're even still around, but I think this is probably a house brand of somebody. And this is a 40-watt equivalent. And this is a soft white, and soft white is that warm white that I tend to like, and I talk about it in every video. These are going to be offered to you in different ways. They're going to be offered to you in 2700 Kelvin, which is going to be super yellow, like the setting sun, that kind of light. These are also going to be offered to you in something called daylight, and daylight sounds like it should be warm, but it's not warm. Daylight is that bluish white, kind of cooler light, like a hospital waiting room or an overcast day. That's going to be 3000, 4000, 5000 Kelvin. I'm sorry, take away the 3000, 4000, 5000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is 3000 Kelvin. That is warm white, and warm white is exactly what's coming down on me right now. This is that nice warmth. It looks like an incandescent, but it's not. It's an LED, and that's what we like to use here. Again, very important when you're looking for these out in the world. Doesn't matter if you're online or in a store. Make sure it says dimmable on there, because you're going to want to dim these. You're also going to want to talk to your installer about the fact you're using a dimmable LED, so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.